The Galactic Combat Academy's arena fell silent as Instructor Vexthor, a towering Craxian with scales like polished obsidian, gestured dismissively at the holographic display. "Humans," he sneered, his mandibles clicking in amusement, "insist on bringing the most pathetic creatures from their world. Today's exhibition, the honey badger, just a useless pest." Elif stood in the preparation chamber, her dark eyes fixed on the small, stocky animal in the containment field beside her. The creature looked unimpressive, barely 3 feet long with coarse gray and black fur. Around her, cadets from a dozen species whispered and laughed. The Xanthari delegation's crystalline bodies chimed with mockery. The Orion warriors, each standing 9 feet tall, rumbled with condescending amusement. "They've gone mad," muttered Adam, Alif's partner in the human contingent. He adjusted his combat suit nervously, his brown hair matted with sweat. "We're supposed to demonstrate Earth fauna's combat applications, and Command sends us a badger? Not a bear, not a tiger, a badger?" Alif smiled, a quiet confidence in her expression. "Trust the process, Adam. Trust Earth." The arena floor materialized before them, a simulation of a hostile alien landscape. Jagged crystalline formations jutted from purple sand. The atmosphere readings showed toxic levels of sulfur and methane. In the center, the primary challenge awaited. A Zelkor battle beast, a creature that had decimated armies on 17 worlds. It stood 12 feet tall, armored in biometallic plating, with 6 limbs ending in plasma-edged claws. "Your task," Vexthor announced to the assembled cadets, "is to observe how various species approach an impossible opponent. The Xanthari yesterday used their hive mind to create diversions. The Orions employed brute strength. Now we see what humans bring." His laugh echoed. "A pest." The containment field dropped. The honey badger, which they'd named Rattel, hit the arena floor and immediately began digging. Not toward the battle beast, just digging. Seemingly at random, the audience erupted in laughter. "Pathetic," Vexthor roared. "The creature doesn't even acknowledge the threat." Elif tapped her wrist console, overlaying tactical data on her visor. "Adam, remember the briefing. Honey badgers don't play by conventional combat rules. It's literally ignoring a killing machine to dig a hole, Elif." The battle beast noticed Rattel now. It charged, plasma claws igniting, shaking the arena floor. The honey badger looked up, seemingly annoyed at the interruption, and did something that made every alien in the audience gasp. It charged back. Not tactically, not with any apparent strategy. Just pure concentrated aggression toward something 50 times its size. The battle beast's claw came down. Rottle twisted, taking the blow on its thick, loose skin that had evolved to protect against bee stings, porcupine quills, and predator bites. The plasma barely singed the fur. Then Rattel did what honey badgers do best. It went for the vulnerable parts. Claws extended, Rattel scaled the battle beast's armored leg in seconds, ignoring the creature's attempts to shake it off. The audience's laughter died. The small earth animal moved with singular, terrifying purpose, finding gaps in the biometallic plating that engineers had sworn didn't exist. "Impossible," Vexthor breathed. The battle beast shrieked, a sound no cadet had heard in 17 simulation victories. Rottle had found a weak point near the joint socket and was tearing through reinforced tissue with teeth designed to crack tortoise shells. "You see," Elif said into her communicator, addressing the entire academy, "humans learned something living alongside Earth's species. Size isn't everything. Armor isn't everything. We learned from creatures like Rattel that sometimes the most devastating weapon is absolute refusal to acknowledge that you should lose." The battle beast thrashed violently, smashing itself against crystalline formations trying to dislodge the honey badger. Rottle held on, working deeper into the creature's defenses. The beast's movements became erratic, desperate. Adam watched in awe. "It's not even afraid." "Honey badgers don't have the biological capacity for retreat," Elif explained, her voice now broadcast across the arena. "They possess one of the highest pain tolerances in Earth's animal kingdom. Thick skin provides defense against most attacks, and their intelligence is remarkable. Rattel isn't fighting randomly. He's systematically disabling joint function." The battle beast collapsed. Warning klaxons blared as the simulation registered critical damage to its primary combat systems. Rottle emerged from underneath the fallen creature, covered in various fluids, and promptly returned to digging his hole. The arena sat in absolute silence. Vexthor's mandibles hung open. That beast has never been defeated in under 30 minutes. Your Pest did it in 4. Elif stepped onto the arena floor, Adam beside her. Instructor, you called Rattel a useless pest. That's what humans were called when we first applied to the academy. Too small, too fragile, too emotional. She gestured to the fallen battle beast. But Earth taught us that nature doesn't care about fair fights. Nature rewards adaptation, persistence, and the willingness to do whatever it takes to survive. She walked to Rattel, who looked up at her expectantly, completely unbothered by the chaos he'd created. Elif produced a piece of synthetic meat from her pack. The honey badger snatched it and returned to his excavation project. Humans learned from thousands of species like Rattel, Adam added, finding his voice. We learned guerrilla tactics from our persistence predators. We learned chemical warfare from our insects. We learned naval strategy from orcas, aerial combat from raptors, and engineering from beavers. He smiled. And from honey badgers, we learned that sometimes the best strategy is simply refusing to lose. Vexthor descended to the arena floor. His earlier arrogance vanished. He examined the battle beast's wounds with professional interest. The human delegation has demonstrated, he announced formally, that combat superiority comes in unexpected forms. As the cadets filed out, discussions erupting about human tactics and Earth species, Elif knelt beside Rattel. The honey badger had finally completed his hole, apparently just because he wanted to. Thanks, buddy, she whispered. The assessment boards would later note that human combat doctrine required fundamental reanalysis. Their creatures didn't fight like Orion warriors or Xanthari swarms. They fought like Earth, adaptable, relentless, and absolutely unwilling to accept defeat. And throughout the galaxy, a new phrase entered military vocabulary. Don't underestimate the badgers.